Welcome, budding radicals and curious reactionaries. My name is Anthony, and I am your host for the show where we talk about weird, wacky, radical stuff that scares your parents. No, not really, but, we talk about radical stuff. Anyway, back to the show. Today on the couch, we have with us Paul Ann and not Doug. Hi, Paul Ann and not Doug.
Not Doug. Soul shattering, not Doug. Hi, Pauline.
Yeah, we're too even broken to continue the old man gag.
But look, he's Canadian, first of all, apparently, because he's got just a flappy mouth and beady little eyes under these glasses somewhere. And he's dance the sads away. Seems appropriate. So, in a
Feel better, Doug. We miss you,
red.
Doug.
Yeah, come on, Doug. Where are
Come
you?
out hiking. Talk about your feelings.
Yeah, jeez. Let's go hiking. It's catharsis.
You can shoot some guns soon. I mean, I didn't say that. Satire, parody.
Parodies, yeah, satire.
Left-wing people don't like guns at all. But anyway, so yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk to you guys about today, as per usual. We're going to do our unemployment update, what's going on in our world of being unemployed and figuring that out. The entertainment workers update. How are we trying to organize as entertainment workers and maybe make it better this time around? And then this week in protest, we'll give you some updates on what has been happening around the country. What is it, 108 days of straight protest? 108 days?
Jeez.
Yeah, I can't keep track anymore.
Over 100 days. 100
yeah,
days
and
and
then-
change, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uprising. It's an uprising at this point.
We've already seen, black people have been murdered by police for forever.
Oh, yeah.
But this homegrown terrorist, Kyle Rittenhouse, he murdered 2 people in cold blood.
Oh, yeah.
This is all out. We're on the verge of civil war, if not already in it.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that during this week in protest, but because there's the Compton update is a little scary.
Hi, Taco.
And then we're also going to talk about some news that we've come across as radicals that we find intriguing, and we'll share links with those in the comments. And then this week's long debate topic is what anarchism means to us personally. Like, how do we be an anarchist in our day-to-day lives? Like, what does that meant? Like, almost like being a Christian, except, yeah, way more loose. And, like, no, we don't even, like, pay that much attention to Karl Marx. He's cool, but, there's a lot of things he was wrong about.
Probably more of a communist than you are, then, I guess.
Oh, I pay a lot of attention to Marx, but like at the end of the day, there's things we disagree with, a lot of the analytical.
He sure was right about capitalism, though.
Oh,
it needs
yeah.
to be dismantled.
Yeah, that turned out exactly how he kind of pretty much said. And basically with like just basic Marxist like education and knowledge, I was able to predict like every fucking economic collapse in the last like 20 years. Like, hey, mom and dad, stop buying fucking property. You shouldn't do that. It's going to fall in like 3, 2, 1.
You can see the bubbles form and pop.
Oh, no.
Oh, God, Doug lost his goddamn head. Oh, Doug. Well, that's what you get.
Yeah, this is what happens when we don't have a voice of reason.
We don't know, it just collapses.
We're just sad and Doug loses his head.
Yeah. Seriously, that is...
Oh, no.
That is heartbreaking. Can't even look. There we go. Oh, he's back. All right.
Yeah. Solidarity is getting up out of your shot and helping up your friend.
Helping up here in...
Hey, Taco. You need some food, Taco? Is that what you're doing? All right, so let's get started on the unemployment update.
Yeah.
Fucking shit's going stupid. I hope you guys are ready.
Did you enjoy your short-lived stimulus? Because that's over.
Yeah. So the extra $300 is hard cut. It's
You got it
not
for 4
out.
weeks.
The money's not out. There's no, like, they're saying that they're being told that the money's being cut, but there's, like, no hard proof of, like, okay, like, is there, like, a memorandum? Like, where are you getting that, like, FEMA is telling you that you have to stop? Because that's where the money's coming from, right? So, Arizona's just announcing, like, this next week, you're just getting $200. You know, so have fun starving, guys. And then, additionally, on top of that, the state funds that we all have in our accounts are starting to run dry in the next month. I've got about $800 left in my state funds. So that means we have to reapply, which Gren, like, I don't know if like you looked into this. Gren's being our anonymous producer, a non-creepy anonymous producer today.
Yeah, no need to voice mask me today.
Yeah, no, Gren's got that smooth radio voice when he's not in
Ooh,
front of a
yeah.
camera. You be nice to Doug, Taco.
Switch to the couch.
Yeah,
It's cat butt.
Cat butt.
yeah.
Doug is bottom half now. Thanks, Taco. Feeling it.
Yeah, so with the having to reapply when your funds run out, there's no like way of like telling right now like, hey, how are we supposed to do that? Are we just filling out our claims like normal? That's what I saw on the webpage. If we're gonna do contact with you guys right now via email, buddingradicals at gmail.com, BUDDING radicals at gmail.com. If you know more about this unemployment situation, like if you are specialized in this,
Yeah.
like, because we need to start figuring this out. You know, we're all depending on like, I don't know, like I'm basically looking like, can I find a forklift job or maybe do landscaping?
I'm left in the camp of what the fuck else do we expect? We don't make a livable wage anyway. Who thought they were gonna bail us out? They bailed the banks out in was it '08? That was the big bailout time when we got shit on and everybody who actually broke the law got bailed out. Yeah.
Oh, you mean when people lost their retail stores that they opened?
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Sorry you had to go bankrupt on somebody else's fucking dime. Or, well, your own dime, but for somebody else's problem.
Yeah.
Crime,
Yeah.
I meant
Oh,
to
yeah.
say.
Or anyone who bought like, property thinking out there they would rent it out. Like my parents did that. And then they couldn't buy a house for 7 years after that. And then like, when the market was really good. And then when you can buy property again, like, oh yeah, sorry, we inflated everything. Well, you were fucked. Everything's really expensive if you want to start over.
But we'll never. But we're gonna stagnate your wages for fucking eternity. Like fuck inflation on those. We should be making $28 an hour or somewhere or whereabouts.
Oh, yeah.
Between $25
I
and
think it was
$28
22.
an hour.
22 national.
For a long time. But now it's been 10 years since we used to say that number. Like,
Yeah.
catch up. Like, it's $25 to $28 an hour now, minimum wage. And I know a lot of people are like,
it
oh,
stood
ba-da,
up
what
with
about nurses?
productivity.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
when people hear, oh, well, what about jobs that are, they always shit on fast food workers and stuff. Well, a fast food worker in Denmark makes $25 an hour. Paid vacation, benefits,
Yeah.
all that crap, because they have a union.
Yeah. And fucking the hamburgers don't cost that much more.
Oh, and they actually taste better because of their food
Because,
regulations.
yeah, all the
But,
workers have say over, like, no, we don't
No.
want to use this shitty, low-grade, like, Franken meat. You know, we want to use real good
it's not
meat.
just the workers saying that. That's
Yeah,
the
it's the
populace.
consumers, everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone has, like, a collective, like, say in these other countries that have just a little fucking smidge of socialism. So, like, I don't know. This is going to lead into the entertainment workers update.
Close up on Doug. Doug. He did a close up on Doug. I saw it on the monitor.
But yeah, like I don't know what else to do other than like just get a sign and like walk around downtown 9 to 5. Like if I've got 8 hours to fucking spare every day,
People are just gonna yell at you, get a job!
I'm fucking trying.
Get the job! Derp-a-der. Yeah, well, that's the problem, man.
Yeah, there's
And you
like,
can't just get one job. You gotta make sure you work yourself to fucking exhaustion and an early grave, because you're gonna have to work 3 to make ends meet, even for one single person.
Yeah.
Fucking forbid you have a family or a partner or any of that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
So like with them like doing like a hard start, like I'm not going back into the entertainment industry. Like I've
Right
gotta.
now, yeah.
Yeah, like if they're trying to like just push people into doing shows, like you said, you've seen like different bars trying to push.
They're talking
I
about stuff, doing
yeah,
shows and stuff, which in some places, in some cases, maybe. But I don't know. I'm still on the fence. If until everybody
professionals.
can work.
This is like the one time where I think it's like the fucking money people who have real money at stake, you know, and are gonna be sued by someone like in a large way, like Steve. You know, I trust him as a bar owner because he's doing all the right things and paying attention to the bigger guys, you know, who are doing like the drive-in stuff because they know that's the safest we can get,
Yeah.
you know. And even that, I don't like those shows because it barely employs anybody.
I saw also. I thought it was a joke until it wasn't. But there was a Metallica show with some other bands, but it was mostly Metallica headlining, and it was going to be at a
It was
drive-in.
in the New Times.
Yeah, oh yeah, the New Times, which is so much thinner now without a music section, by the way. In that section, it just says canceled, 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 canceled. But no, there was a Metallica show at a drive-in, and it was $120 a car, and I was like,
Minimum. I think there were upper
yeah, it
level
went up.
tickets for
It
some.
started at
more. It's just like,
120
what? Are you gonna give me box seats in my car?
at the fucking drive-in. No,
Yeah. Do I get
what?
to bring all my own liquor? Is
I'll-
that like? Are you gonna search for that?
My God, the most I've ever paid for a carload at a drive-in was $5. But I mean, if it's a concert, I'll give you 25, 30 tops. But
Yeah.
120? No, not fucking
And are they
happening.
like piping it all in through fucking people's like through like an FM transmitter through people's cars? Is that how those work?
Yeah,
That's how it
nowadays, since they got
generally,
rid of the old speakers that you had to pull in,
Yeah.
the metal ones, it's all AM radio.
So it's just your car stereo. So you get to watch it basically a DVD
Yep,
and
Pre-recorded.
listen on your car
probably.
for $100-something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Around a bunch
Cool.
of other cars.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait to do that.
Make sure
Yeah.
you stick your lighter out your window.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
looking for
that's-
forklift jobs in landscaping. I think that's my future, guys. If that's a luxury industry that's gonna stick around in this country, it's gonna be like making nice, pretty lawns.
Forget landscaping. I still push people out here in this desert. Hey, get out. But if you're not going to Xeriscape, save water while you can. And if you can, garden. Like everyone in Switzerland. You know, they don't have lawns, they have food.
Yeah.
And then you can share with
We'll
your
start,
neighbors
like,
and
now that,
rely
like-
less on corporations to feed you. You know, it's just an idea. I don't know.
Yeah, now that we're starting to get like our basic problem solved within production wise of the show, like our next step, guys, is definitely like I've gotten involved in a whole bunch of groups in town that are doing this stuff already, and they just need more people to know about it and more people like you to join in and be helping hands.
We mentioned some of those groups last week.
Yeah.
Like the Coven,
the Coven.
Trans Pueblo, Feeding Queer Families.
Yeah.
It's another one.
Mutual Aid Tempe, Mutual Aid Phoenix.
All the mutual aid, various.
Democratic Socialists of America are trying to start their own mutual aid groups. And
I cringed at Democratic there, but then you said socialist. I was like, okay.
I just cringe every time I try and like, are we doing anything?
Well, direct
meetings.
action is the only thing that gets anything done. I'll
Yeah.
say that until I'll die. I'll die on my hill about direct action.
Yeah.
Like it's the only you can vote every 4 years and think you did something. That's cute. But
Yeah.
if you actually want to affect real change in your community,
Strike.
get up off your butt
pickets.
ski and get shit done.
Yeah.
Like, just go do it. Just go. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to post about it on social media.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a cute moment. It's not about you.
Yeah.
Go feed homeless people and shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Go, you know,
Or unless-
volunteer at a shelter and just do it. You know, just for the sake of doing it. Get involved in groups like this. When are we going to protest? When are we going to, things like, get involved. If you want to get involved and make,
Can you,
just direct action. Do stuff
bring
in your group.
up, can you search on YouTube the Bow of the Fifth Column and just put, there's a video about starting mutual aid groups. I think I've posted it before on the Budding Radicals site or Facebook.
Facebook page.
Yeah, he talks about like just the basic process of doing that kind of mutual aid in your own neighborhoods. Like,
Yeah, that's the only way to really start elevating, because it's,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, table. It's community wide.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to, and it spreads like fire.
And just like you're starting on your own block, like
Then
I
it'll
live,
go, through the
I
city and
live
then
in
through
the
the
ghetto
country.
downtown. My
Yeah.
block is dirty as fuck. So me and my neighbor,
It's,
like,
I've seen some shit coming over here on Sundays.
oh no, there a
I've
homeless
seen
guy
some
died
shit.
in front of the bodega.
Oh,
He was a child molester.
well,
It's still like he deserves a second chance. Like I tried to like
rehabilitation
help him get help,
for everyone.
but like
I guess, I don't know.
yeah, no, he was just fucking dead in the fucking gutter of the street. Like this morning I saw him dead, just laying in the street. Like they're just firefighters. He wasn't making any sounds. They weren't trying to talk to him. He was just laying in the street face down, at 10 o'clock in the morning. And the firefighters, maybe it was the ambulance people. I don't remember. It kind of just shocked me.
Probably a meat wagon crew. Honest forensics.
No, they were just blocking the street and like just standing around it.
Wow.
That's a longer talk, but yeah, let's.
What's this? What are we doing?
We're not gonna watch it right now. We're just gonna share it in the comments on the Facebook page.
Okay.
If you just want to bring that window to your screen, so it's not as much of a pain for you, since you don't have camera switching stuff to do.
We need to get some
Yeah. So.
links to those groups too.
Yeah, let's throw a link to that in the comments on the Facebook page for the live video. If you want to bring that up, we're figuring all this nuts and bolts organization.
And we're
stuff
missing
out.
someone today. Actually, two
Yeah.
people today. Doug's MIA.
Yeah.
And Adam.
Adam got forced on a gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Rhino's forcing people to do gigs, but he's gonna be an eye for like what's really going on behind the scenes. How are people actually keeping workers safe?
Yeah.
I.e., they're not. So yeah, like unless we let's just start picketing and like doing direct action, and just being out there and talking to each other. Like, what can we organize in our neighborhoods? Like me and my neighbor. We're talking about like every morning, like, because we're waking up super early because we just don't know what to do with ourselves anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So we're old men in that regard. Just waking up every morning and just going and doing trash collecting. And then when the
That's what I
methies
do.
are like shit, going through people's yards, fucking like with the megaphone, like, hey, you, what are you doing? Just cleaning up people's yards here.
That's
You're fucking searching for bikes to steal? Get out here.
for the past 2 years in my little where I live. I when it's not 110 degrees at 8 a.m., I will get up. So most of the year, I'll get up and walk probably a mile or two. I'll take two big trash can bags, and I'll be walking around my neighborhood for probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 miles, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Fill up those
no one
bags,
wants to
put them in a
watch me.
dumpster.
Watch me listen.
I take a little grabby guy that I have, then pick up trash. It's great. It's fun. I made walking interesting. I was walking around and I was like, I like walking for exercise, and I was like, this is boring as fuck.
Yeah.
I have nothing to look at. And then I was like, oh, there's trash everywhere.
Yeah.
I'll just pick up trash. Like, I didn't realize I was, doing a good thing until I was doing a good thing. And people started noticing, like, in my neighborhood, some guy came, like, running out of his house one morning. He was like, you the one who's been picking up trash? And I was like, yes, sir. Like, don't hurt me. And he was like, no, thank you so much. And I was like,
yeah.
got it.
I want to
You're
start just
welcome.
getting people together and like dressing up like hard Antifa. Like I want to wear all my protest gear and just walk around in the morning and pick up trash.
I'll really freak people out.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea.
I mean, that's one way to...
Just definitely do as much as we can to just like really juxtapose the
Juxtapose.
image of
Scary Antifa anarchists are
Picking up
cleaning
trash.
up trash and fixing potholes.
Oh, no.
No.
Cleaning out grandma's gutter.
There's
Oh,
like
no.
3 people walking down the thing, like dressed up Antifa like esque.
It's just a black T-shirt
gear.
around your face, guys. Just ninja fat mask around your face.
But then there's a 4th person that's dressed up as a clown,
Oh
Like-
yeah. Or a
I mean,
mime.
I'm halfway there.
Or mime, yes.
It's like, man, they got the wrong memo.
or just a French caricature.
Can I just I just want to diverge into a quick story from my comedy days. So we were doing like an all mime show. It was all just gonna be mime jokes. And so we had decided No, just every sketch was gonna in some way have like some kind of mime joke. Is like fucking. We were just getting into theme weeks, and so we all decided to dress up like mimes and do mime paint, right? And then like the night before, we all decided not to, except we forgot to tell one guy, Doug Matt, because we had too many Matts. So we're like, all right, there's already 3, so you're Doug Matt now. So Doug Matt comes to the show and just full on fucking mime.
Oh no.
And we're like, oh, dude. We
Yeah.
decided not to do that. And then, when we all went out to get pizza afterwards, and he's still fucking dressed like a mime, full on fucking grease paint. Yeah, old days, simpler times.
I mean, I hang out with drag queens, so it's normal to go somewhere at like 11 p.m. with them in a public space. Or during the day, if you have a day show, that's always fun. Go somewhere where normal people are. Go get gas at the gas station.
Brunch
And
days.
take my friend Sarah Catherine in with you, who's like, not just drag, but like horror kabuki mask. Crazy art face, with wild colors and angles.
Strange avant-garde.
Yeah.
Angular looks.
Oh, I love that. I used to think being goth freaked people out. Hang out with a drag queen during daylight hours. That's fun.
Oh, normal.
Had
But that's
children.
not coming back because they're going to force us to go back to normal, guys. And it's going to be a terrible normal that is going to be a Black Mirror-esque and not...
We already
what
live
at
in
all.
1984. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's just going to get ridiculously stupid with how blatant the totalitarianism is going to be. So, let's...
I mean, no matter which way we vote this year, we get
Yeah, you get an authoritarian.
authoritarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we're jerks for explaining that to people. Yeah. No, if anything you say it's against Biden, you're a Russian. It's Russian propaganda. Yeah. But we are diverging from our weekly updates.
Yeah, weekly updates.
This week in protest, guys.
And this weekend current events.
Yeah. But first up, this week in protest, it's fucking quiet. The West Coast is burning. I'm not seeing much going on in Washington, D.C. Portland's dead quiet right now. A lot of those people are kind of working on doing mutual aid in Portland. But right-wing idiots are getting confused by acronyms and don't know who Bureau of Land Management are.
Oh, yeah.
What now?
Yeah, you didn't see this?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, fucking right-wing nutjobs are starting blockades to the affected areas and stopping people because they think that BLM are starting all the fires because on their fucking CB radios, they keep hearing about BLM is here, BLM is there. The people fighting the fucking fire, Bureau of Land Management.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my lord. No.
Yeah.
No, you're so...
Yeah. So,
Bureau of Land Management.
yeah. Yeah, we've got that. We've got that going
How
on.
stupid, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't you wish you were here to talk about this,
that's
Doug?
unfathomably just... Jesus, fuck, that hurts my head.
Yeah. I mean, it's not surprising, though. Like, people are
No.
so whipped up in a fervor of, like, the Civil War. Like, it's not a Civil War, guys. It's a silent coup. And you have
I'm still thinking
two
about
revolutionary forces
land.
at odds with each other. It's not a Civil war yet.
No.
Until
It's...
until one of us gets, like...
The police don't know how to do anything but escalate a situation, so we only have up from here.
Yeah.
And not
with
in
more
a
authoritarianism.
Good, nice trajectory, but
Yeah.
in a violent upward thrust
Yeah.
of more oppression.
But on the upside, for local protest news, the fucking Gilbert cops are actually keeping the peace between counter protesters and Back the Blue Proud Boys at the Warner and Gilbert
Wow.
protests.
I wonder if they're being disowned by their little blue boy militia for that. For doing their fucking job,
So yeah, we're definitely like, because it doesn't look like we need gas masks for this, because they're not like fucking barreling or kettling people away.
Okay,
So
they're not committing war crimes.
Yeah,
They're not friends of Ellen. They're not friends of Ellen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but
another way
what
to say
the
it.
security
We're criminals.
concern is, because we need fucking feet in the street, guys. We need people seeing
Yeah,
that we
bodies.
have numbers.
And it's getting cooler.
Yeah.
The weather's slowly trying to break.
So
It's
if
almost October.
you should get 10 of your friends,
Yeah.
2 carloads of people.
Just, yeah, even aim for 5. Like, let's
Yeah.
start small, guys. We don't
Just
have
get 1 carload of people, either meet at someone's house
But it'll snowball.
or meet a mile away from Gilbert and Warner and just park your cars somewhere else and then
Yeah.
all ride
Oh,
one
yeah.
car.
Oh my god, never park close. Yeah.
Because well, you want to park a little close-ish because
Ideally,
you don't want to,
well, what you want
but
is
you want to be in a big enough group.
But what you want, what I found effective in all the protests I've gone to, is you need someone moving. So, like, the last time I went to a protest, there was 4 or 5 of us. One of those people stayed in the car and kept it mobile.
Yeah.
Like, they drove around parking
Oh.
garages. They drove around the block. Like, they just killed time, but stayed within, like, a 5-mile radius or less.
Yeah.
So that when we said, it's time to go, they were like, boop, we're going to swoop you up before the police
That's a
do their
good
little choke thing.
That's a good way for you to serve the revolution, kids.
Get a fucking van and just drive around until
Yeah.
we need to be picked up.
Yeah,
and then
that's-
pick us all up, because the cops will scatter us and force us into neighborhoods and force us into backyards where we have to hide for 4 or 5 fucking hours, or in, safe houses, which bless the people who have those. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for those. But we
Yeah,
need people to think about, like, logistically,
Yeah.
how do we do this without getting arrested? How do we do this safely? How do we do
That's
this?
a good logistic position for somebody who, like,
As a-
okay, I can't, I don't want to be, or like, I either cannot or just am not comfortable putting myself into the position of being at the protest, at a march or something like that, but they still want to help out. They
Yeah.
want to be being useful in some way, and that is a great way. Just
Yeah,
like,
if you're
so-
too uncomfortable to be there, then be our wheels, man. Be our
Yeah,
driver.
I mean,
There's a
that
lot
could
of ways to support.
massive way to
Yeah.
support.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to
Or
support.
be our supply runner. Go get
Yeah.
us stuff if we don't have enough.
So yeah, we are gonna try. We're gonna try and get people out and filming because I saw on woke.net.
Yeah,
That's where
the
if
mi-
you want to keep track of all this stuff, guys. Woke.net on
Woke.net,
YouTube
yep.
is the best way to view it because YouTube Live lets you go back and
the mainstream media isn't going to show you jack shit.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, no wonder people don't see things. I mentioned protests from years ago, and folks are like, huh, never heard of that one. And I was like, oh, yeah? There were 300,000 people there. Saw it with my eyeballs. I was one of them. But you didn't see it on CNN or NBC or Fox or any of that shit because,
Oh, no.
God forbid, we shake up the status
Yeah.
quo.
And that's why we say like fucking with like interfering with police and their committing of unlawful actions and some light mischief and property damage and light misdemeanors are not like that's not violence,
No.
but like unless you make it expensive for them to ignore you.
Dude, peaceful protesters never incite violence. It's in the term peaceful.
Yeah.
Who does incite violence, though, at least that I've witnessed at protests, is the fucking police and the people who are there on the police's behalf.
Now-
the undercover ones, the plainclothes guys.
And I've definitely seen protests on woke where the police, especially in Rochester, police are being real nice now. As long as
Optics have changed.
yeah, because enough people are going out, because enough people are seeing it, because they're actually paying attention. Like you need to start getting if you're not already getting your media from alternative sources that aren't like MSNBC or any of the corporate newspapers.
Was it Doug who shared that article recently? I'm not sure if he did or if I saw it. If it's in chat, we'll have to check later. There was an article, though, about being a hashtag warrior, like hashtag activism.
Oh yeah.
Like it's a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
Because they can censor everything. I
Yeah.
mean, like, Facebook can set its algorithm to, oh, you want to use hashtag WikiLeaks or hashtag BLM?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to recognize that and squelch your
De-algorithm it.
shit.
Yeah.
So, there was something interesting about that, but I was just like, that's fine to do things on social media if that's what you can do. Keep doing it. Keep amplifying black voices. Keep being loud
Well, you
yourself.
have to do it directly. You can't just like, I'm gonna post this.
But also
you
just-
have to like, which of my like 5 friends needs to see this? I'm gonna direct message them.
Yeah, think about who might actually want to get involved.
Yeah.
Don't just scream into the void.
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, something that I try to say often is that we just got to keep talking to our parents, too. Is just like
Until we need to stop talking to them,
that's,
because sometimes
I mean,
that needs to happen.
sometimes that's really hard, but for
I've stopped
those-
talking to my parents altogether. So
Mine are dead.
well,
so-
yes,
I was like,
I mean,
how do I do that?
you get-
Can we have a seance?
but this
you're voting
just
parents.
saying.
Oh, my
talk
parents
to
voted. They voted.
Older relatives.
They probably
who-
still do.
They don't understand what today is anymore,
Yeah.
and they don't understand beyond what the mass
Their
gets
experience
said.
was.
Yeah.
Right, and their experience is that things can be more trusted and things
Yeah.
are not out of control.
And we
it's
think
like,
things are just too hard. Like, no.
It's like they just need a little bit of talking to, and it's of course a tricky thing of finding the way to talk with them, but we got to try because like it's getting we need to get some more of those folks on board with just
Wouldn't
supporting
hurt.
us
Yeah, it doesn't
and just
hurt.
like able to listen and go and like when
Yeah, like there's like I
If they're
through-
receptive to it, though, I know
Right.
plenty of people from that
yeah,
generation that are
there's
just like
always
la 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 la, all lives matter, la la la, and I'm like,
Yeah.
just jump off a fucking cliff already.
through just
They're
my
not gonna get it.
militancy alone of like, being online and just calling out bullshit left and right, and even like intrapersonal bullshit. Like I've easily got 5 people I know. Like I can like when it comes to like, hey, people need safety gear. Like you've said that you're willing to donate like money. That's what you can do to be a part of the revolution. Can you buy these things? That's if that's a form of direct action. Supporting the people who are doing the things that actually instigate change, because you have to instigate. You have to, if you want to be in any way a revolutionary, which is just changing the engine of the car. The car is so broken, it needs a new engine or you need a new car. That's a revolutionary change. You want to add to that?
I had a thought and then it
Yeah.
escaped me.
Well,
I couldn't trap it in time.
so it's all those different parts of the people who are instigating and, being rude.
Oh, it came back. My thought came back.
Yeah.
It smashed back into my head. The history has taught us time and time again that it takes a splash of violent revolution to get anything done for the greater good, for humankind globally.
Yeah. Well,
So-
we definitely know there's no winning a violent like revolution. Like
Well, you're
violent
not going to
upheaval.
vote. See, okay, I think I said this before we went on air. Fascism is an inherent side effect of capitalism. Stay with me. So if you think you can reform and vote away capitalism or fascism, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You can't reform that away, especially via American politics, where you have a duopoly that's basically an oligarchy, and you're just voting for the lesser of two evils until everything's so fucking far right you're beyond fascism.
So, but let's look at
So,
like
but-
an
vote
apartheid
away.
state like Israel, right? Where
Sorry.
people are just being wiped out.
You mean they're just murdering Palestinian children?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
Right?
we're giving
And
them
so
money
there
to do
is
that.
a violent upheaval to that, and it's been a consistent violent upheaval to that. But because they're so technologically and financially advanced, they can just keep rolling it on and keep fucking just spreading the misinformation
Did you know where they get most of their money?
from us.
But yet we can't have education and health care. We can have
Yeah.
an overbloated military budget, and we can afford to give billions to Israel for
But-
literally nothing. But
So like
you know.
me and my sense of anarchism, it's about organizing people, in disruptive activity, but also disruptive work activity, disrupting the economic engine because once
Like striking by proxy.
yeah, striking by proxy or not fucking shopping for non-essential
Oh, voting
things.
with your wallet does way more than
Yeah.
actually voting.
Yeah, if we actually say like, hey, we can not have concerts.
You want to affect some change in your government? They're owned by corporations. Fuck up their bottom dollar. Put a dent in that. Quit giving Bezos money, you accelerationist piece of crap. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But I wish Doug was here so he could be like, "Yep."
I gotta get gear from somewhere, and the added expense of shipping right now is just too fucking. I've done the thing of like, hey, look for like find the thing on Amazon and then like look for it at an alternate retailer, and it's always more expensive because of the shipping
Yeah,
cost.
well, that's because of fucking Amazon
I know.
screwing over retailers. It's just bottlenecking it and
Well,
making
but
it
it's
worse.
also I'm gonna give them credit. Like, I think the system of Amazon, is ingenious. The way they
Overstock did it first.
In the system
real
of
But
genius.
it's not just the sellers, though. The way the sellers marketplace, it is the top level down hierarchy of what is it the business actual term called integration. It's like top down integration.
I don't know. The only business terms I know is synergy and
No, but it's like
Other
having like all
bullshit.
of the supply chain and distribution chain under your own umbrella.
monopolizing a fucking market, you mean?
Yeah, I mean that's
Because that sounds
basically
like you're monopolizing a fucking market.
And
And that's no
Now,
bueno.
but
That's
the
our
actual
problem.
System of it, but yeah, like there's a system of it with the
Multi-billionaire
USPS
conglomerations.
where they can quote unquote monopolize a market of having all of those things in place, those logistical things. But if they were collectively owned, I would have less of a problem with
Well, see,
a
that's the
monopoly
thing. That's the
of
thing. You want to know
organization.
You want to know where Amazon proves that they just shit all over that idea. If you're ever scrolling around on Amazon, check that out. Next time you just search anything in general, especially any random thing, and at the top, usually in the sponsored results, you'll get something that says Amazon's Choice.
Oh, no,
And the
beyond
only
that.
reason it says Amazon's Choice is because that used to be a product made by an actual small company
Yeah.
that was brave enough to go on Amazon as a marketplace and say, okay, I want to sell my goods here. And then Amazon saw something that was very popular
They
and
find
said,
the,
okay, we're going to sell something similar for cheaper
No.
for long enough to choke you.
What they literally do is
No, that's literally what they do. They
they
No,
do
yes.
it more it's beyond that.
Yeah, I
Beyond
know.
that.
It's worse. I wasn't finished, but go ahead. Yeah.
No, so what they literally do is they find the same Chinese manufacturer and distributor, and then they just buy out the stock from that small seller.
They literally choke you out of
yeah.
business.
So, but that's
Supplies, production in the marketplace itself.
But
they've been
that's-
shown to make false reviews just to fuck your
Yeah.
optics online. Like that's dirty shit. That's
But that's
some
because
dirty
the
play.
hierarchy of ownership, not the hierarchy of organization. I think the big structure model of having these big tech companies, personally, if it were all owned and democratically operated and decided by the workers and the consumers themselves, like we have with the Mondragon Corporation in Spain, then that organizational hierarchy wouldn't be so destructive. Because it has democratic oversight. I think it's the ownership model, not the organizational model.
Until democracy can get figured out by literally any American in position of any kind of power, we're not.
That's
that
why we
word
started
means
with
nothing.
our own workplaces. That's why, I'm part of the democracy.
Yeah,
at
that's
work.
why I say direct action. You
Yeah.
want to actually inject real fucking democracy into anything, you have to exert your own power if you have this kind of ideology
Yeah.
by getting out in your community and doing something.
Yeah.
Like literally exertion of your energy will change things.
Yeah.
Right now we have the illusion of a democracy. We don't have an actual
Oh,
democracy.
yeah.
But
By
yet-
far, nothing close to it. Not even a representative democracy.
But yet my favorite thing is when our government says we have to go wage war and kill people in this country because we got to spread democracy. When we don't have a working one here, like what the fuck are you talking
Well, it's just
about?
it's the idealistic marketing of democracy.
It's imperialism.
Yeah. Well, it's
disguise.
oligarchy and imperialism,
Yeah. Yay.
which
Love it.
ultimately leads to fascism or reverts back to corporate
All
feudalism.
side effects of crony capitalism. God,
Yeah.
love it. Oh God, I love it. America, number one.
All right.
In overpopulation.
So we
percent.
definitely drifted pretty far from this
Sorry.
week at protest.
We didn't even talk about current events, even though they were directly related to the
we're
protests.
actually doing really good on time. Like we're at
You said California was on fire. You want to know why?
240 right now.
Right now? I mean, they have brush fires all the time. That's normal. But it was a genital reveal party that started this one.
Oh yeah.
Or, I mean, you could call it a gender reveal party, but
Well,
that's
not
misleading.
all of them. Because the entire fucking West Coast, literally the entire.
They used volatile
fucking-
explosives in this one, and they actually caused a massive
Yeah.
brush fire. It was
Yeah.
pretty disgusting.
I mean-
and this isn't the first time gender reveal parties have started wildfires or caused plane crashes or deaths or like.
Yeah.
Woo! I think I shared a link. Maybe you can share it in the comments if you can't show it.
Oh, yeah, I can try to share it in the comments.
Okay. It's from a real newspaper, so we got paywalled.
By the way, if you are a live streamer at all and do any kind of Twitch and all of the gaming streaming, and you have like a super chat that you know is good to like how we can actually manage this, send us an email at buddingradicals@gmail.com.
Yeah. That'd be sweet.
And also, like, yeah, like we're before we like dive deep into the gender reveal.
I'm not going to.
I want a quick cap. Also, if you're interested in getting out and protesting and being a streamer or anything in any way involved with that, also email us at buddingradicals@gmail.com. Make sure you like, subscribe, and do all those things you do and share. Interrupted commercial break. And now back to the news.
Wish we actually had like an intermission screen that popped up.
Yeah, well, once we get the Stream Deck, the Stream Deck comes in next week, and that'll
Yeah,
be easier
and we'll
to
get
manage.
fancy with cute things.
Yeah,
We got ideas.
yeah.
Yeah, we do.
If you know how to use OBS and know how to do all these fun, fancy things, email us at buddingradicals, BUDDING, radicals@gmail.com. All right, so like the gender reveal, genital reveal. I think that's the article, the science of gender. That's what we're sharing, right?
This article that we're sharing is actually how gender reveal parties have just fucked shit up. Like the top 5 most destructive, fire causing, plane crash causing, one caused a death. Like there's, yeah. So they're pretty bad. They get out of hand. But no, if anybody wanted to question why we were calling it a genital reveal party, that's because gender comes down to like the difference between sex and gender.
Yeah.
Sex means, in this context, biological, physical, like parts,
Yeah.
chromosomes. But
Yeah.
whereas gender is a socially, constructed.
It's an identity.
Right. So, and you don't really, it's not something you figure out and express yourself until you're old enough to have those kinds of thoughts as a child.
Yeah.
A baby's gender doesn't exist, but its genitals sure do.
Yeah.
So if you're having a gender reveal party, also those haven't existed for very long,
Yeah.
but
That's
trans
the thing
people
you're
have been
saying.
around since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
And we haven't had these issues with bathrooms, with these kind of parties, with this kind of shit.
Yeah.
This is all fresh. So,
That's
these
culture war.
These
That's
can go
culture
ahead
war.
and die now. These genital reveal parties. They're
Yeah.
disgusting and you can stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Any of that, like,
Or we could maybe
just stop
take
with
it
the
back.
culture war. I think just stop with the culture war.
It's never
Like,
gonna, no, that's never, humans are, no, that's not going to happen. I mean, we can say stop, but
Yeah.
that's a perfect world scenario. Humans suck. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
all we can do is educate. And
yeah,
hope
you
for the
progressive
best.
liberals that like fall into the category of curious reactionaries. That's who I'm talking to.
Progressive liberals, oh,
Like
yeah.
you think you're in this culture warrior mindset where you're saying and doing the right things and you're advertising the right. I'm the good person because I'm not a racist because these things. All you're doing is feeding into a culture war mentality that doesn't get anyone justice and only furthers the divide. And you're actually doing and saying a lot of the same things the people that you hate so much are doing, but in reverse. and you're actually making it worse for the people who are trying to fight for justice and equality of opportunity, and just treatment under the law. The fucking whole like bus train thing, it's still killing people. We're not talking one or two people are
We
going to
gotta
get killed.
dismantle the rails.
Yeah,
We
just
gotta
because
take it off the track.
just because you kill 10,000 less people of the hundreds of thousands of people that are dying from these injustices, and we're not even talking globally. We're just talking in your own state, your own country.
God, in your own city.
It's the hierarchy of ownership and domination. It's those power balances, and
That's a capitalistic driven ideal, though. Consume, consume, consume.
yeah,
Like dominate, be predatory. Throw it away. Like it's
it's not like all of these things that they tie to human nature. Right now we're just kind of getting into like the long topic. Really, is the personal aspects of being an anarchist. And what it means to me to be an anarchist, and it's the way of thinking and analyzing the world around us based on power relationships, and like I come from it as someone who was sexually abused, so I was just always hyper focused on people trying to take advantage of me. Then when I learned, improv comedy and took that really seriously theoretically and learned about status relationships, and how someone's going to be the king in the scene, like real hardcore Keith Johnstone, English, traditional stuff. And then, the king always has his really low status servant. There's servants who get to talk shit to the king. There's people who have really high status that don't care about anything, like the jester. They get to talk shit to everybody because they're just, who fucking cares? He's an idiot. Look how he's dressed. But he really has the most power because he gets to do whatever he wants. But, that king power, he always needs a servant that's the lowest power status that can exist. That whole range of dynamic of abuse and domination, starts with, from a Marxist perspective, property ownership. And who is property?
What did Mao say about landlords?
I don't know. What did Mao say about landlords?
He advocated killing them, but that's
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bow.
Censor! Kill your landlord. Don't. It's a joke.
No,
It's
no.
a joke. It's
But
a joke.
definitely organize rent strikes in your community,
For
folks.
fuck's sake, how many millions of Americans are homeless now because of all this, Matt?
Oh yeah, and how many more people are going to become homeless? But yeah, in another thing, like, is solidarity. This whole thing of like we're going to kill 10,000 less people. Like, no, we're not happy, satisfied, or nearly done until we're not killing anyone unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Until everyone has justice and freedom, we might as well consider it that no one has justice or freedom. What's the Eugene V. Debs quote? As long as one man is in a cage, like I'm in a cage.
As long as we're all slaves.
That's
as long as we're all slaves to labor exploitation through a capitalist market like
long as
this.
anyone
it
is.
gives, under anything, under any context, like just renters v landlords or whatever versus whatever. Like, as long as we're not seen as equals to anything but garbage, essentially. Like, we're all red shirts, no matter what your job.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about, I'm getting out of the music industry, I'm going to go do this or that. And like, okay, they're going to replace you tomorrow.
Yeah, it's just going to be
With
another
somebody who's
red shirt.
probably not as free thinking, hopefully, for them, so that they don't have someone else.
Maybe we shouldn't have
Go
put
away.
fake Doug in a red shirt.
Oh, fake. Oh,
Can we switch? Can we switch? What's a good Star Trek color? If anyone knows a good Star Trek color to put fake Doug in,
is he
email us
science
at
minded?
budding
That's
radicals.
the blue shirt.
The yellow shirts.
I'd say yellow.
Engineer.
Let's
Is he
get
an
the
engineer?
Paul Ann. I'm going to talk for a little bit while we switch his shirt out. Let's cut to me. Toss Paul Ann the yellow shirt.
Is Doug an engineer type? I think that's the yellows, right? Science is blue.
Just drink the orange.
This is orange. I don't think there's orange in Star Trek, y'all.
There should be a yellow shirt in there. I ordered yellow shirts, even though they told me exactly not to.
They're not in here.
No, okay, it's in the
I
suitcase.
took his head off. Yeah, don't cut back over here. We got a headless dog.
Yeah. But,
Are
yeah,
the
like,
children.
this idea of equitable relationships. You know, in game theory, it's called a plus-sum game. Where, you know, you have three basic game types. A negative-sum game, a zero-sum game, and a plus-sum game. A negative-sum game is a game where everybody loses, like nuclear deterrence. You know, if we all have nukes, then we won't nuke each other, because if we nuke each other, we're going to set off the chain reaction that's going to kill everybody.
That's a really dumb idea.
Yeah. I mean, it works. It works.
Not really.
But not over so many generations. Like, when you look at how the game plays out over so many generations, it's like, oh yeah, it just fucking everybody loses.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have a zero-sum game where there's always a clear defined winner and a clearly defined loser. So a winner-take-all scenario, right? Even in the prisoner's like the prisoner's gambit is the prisoner's dilemma is the classical example of that. And we're going to share the Wikipedia on evolution of cooperation.
He's back.
Or you can Google it yourself. Google evolution of cooperation. It's more driven on entomology and studying like through ants and their cooperative networks.
Oh, sorry, I just remembered something cool I saw about ants recently.
But
They're great.
they're the anarchists of the natural world. But they evolved to cooperate with each other in a way that is exactly what we're describing, where, like, yes, everyone's quote unquote replaceable, but at the same time, 20% of our colony never does any work because we only replace people in case of disaster. You know, like, everyone gets taken care of and treated well unless, like, you're a danger to the community. Like, you get a fungus that's going to explode.
Except not everybody is, though. No one is taken care of.
No, not in our society at all.
Oh, no.
Not
Ants,
capitalism.
ants do that.
Yeah.
Ants have that.
They have a second communal stomach to where, like, oh, you did too much work and now you need more food. I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Let me throw up some.
They're all wearing a camel pack on the inside.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they all got their little, like, nutrient-filled camel packs.
Yep. It's like a fecal pap.
Oh, we should start, like, figuring out what's a good
The
nutrient
koalas do.
thing to put in camel packs that won't ruin the plastic.
Gosh.
Yeah, we got to start figuring that, like, long-term strategy out.
Learn how to rebuild the pack so that we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
What materials, though? Science.
Science.
Figure it out.
If you know the science, but
We
what
need
we're talking
Doug.
about, email us at buddingradicals, BUDDING,
I bet Adam
radicals
ideas for
at
that.
gmail.com.
Adam knows stuff.
Adam's got the good twitchy internet obsessive vibe.
He's got the goods. You can just leave it at
Yeah.
that. he's got the goods.
If you can be a replacement Doug and have obsessive compulsive needs that can equal into finely detailed research, because we're anarchists of a different color.
Yeah, we're all disorganized and off track.
We're artists. Like, we really got good at, like, I got good at organizing small groups via direct democracy, which is another thing. Like, one person, one vote, and, like, don't wait for someone else to do it for us. Like, every time, like, I've tried to be in a band where someone was the leader and made all the decisions, it fucking was terrible. Any kind of artistic group. It's not fun, you know. And I always tried to organize my improv groups, my rock groups. Like, no, everyone gets a say. Everyone can, like, rewrite the song, you know. Everyone adds a part, and when we have financial decisions, everyone gets a vote. And we all have to add into the work. You know, it can't just be me doing all the things. So it's those important aspects of anarchism that really differentiates us from, you know, your communists, your hard, like, Leninists and socialists who need to just really have a finely structured organization before they do anything. You know, we just want to get it going, figure it out, and have like figure out parliamentary rules on our own. I've got Robert's Rules of Order coming in the mail tomorrow to not make fake Doug sad.
Oh,
Cut to fake sad Doug real quick.
fake sad Doug. Give him his close up. There he is. There he is. You know, I changed his shirt, but you can't tell. The orange and the red look the same.
A little bit, yeah.
A little
that's-
bit, yeah,
that's
on camera.
Technology. Oh, it's
Not
probably
there.
because the red behind him.
Ah, it's color correcting.
Yeah, we would need that. We need the yellow.
Yep.
We need the yellow.
We're falling apart without Doug. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same. Tier. One tier.
But where were we? Yeah, we just got so distracted with our grief.
With our grief. We're grieving.
Oh yeah, doing it ourselves.
You don't
yeah.
understand.
Yeah, waiting for someone to, like with a good fucking like plan and tightly structured, like we're gonna do this on this week and then that week. Like those people are good to have around, as long as we have a democracy like that's functioning. You know, and those loud voices tend to not always be the best voices.
That's true. Some of my, well, I figured out over the past, since I've become radicalized, I've slowly learned over time that some of my best friends are the radical ones. The ones
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that'll
yeah.
go out and take a bullet, you know.
Yeah.
But like one of my friends who's just as radical, if not more radical than me, I'm not going to say her name because she's a teacher.
Yeah.
And she's one of the best teachers ever.
Yeah.
But she knows that if she hears me referring to her as her, she knows what I'm talking about. But like, she is teaching children on the daily, and she
Yeah.
slips in a little socialist propaganda here and there.
Yeah.
Fuck the state.
All young
Yeah.
education is
Yeah.
all socialist propaganda until you get to high school, and then it's bam,
But
capitalism.
What's funny is, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but something struck me. I was, you know how we all joke about losing faith in humanity from time to time. Well, we were talking recently, and I asked her, I was like, is there anything good you can share with me? Is there anything that's promising for our future? Or are we just really fucked? And she was like, our generation won't do it. Boomers, fuck them. At least we're kind of woke, the millennials. Gen Z, they're not even going to get it done. But these kids that she's teaching, and they're kids, like 6, 7 children. And there was a time recently, well, not recently, it was before quarantine, when they were in their classroom. And one of them piped up, Miss So-and-so, why don't companies care about people?
Oh, damn.
Uh-huh.
Damn.
And before she could even give them a good answer, 4 or 5 kids, and this isn't a big class, it's a small
Yeah.
school, but like half the class just chimed up together, money.
Wow.
Like these little kids fucking get it, like, because they're hearing, they're seeing, they're witnessing their parents struggle now, so they're radicalized in the womb, basically, right?
Yeah.
So what took us time to figure out, these kids have already, they got it.
Yeah.
And they're going to be the ones, if they're radical enough, they're going to be the ones to actually go change shit.
Yeah.
They're going to pull people out of their offices and say, no, we're done.
So like, and that's like a successful revolution comes down to building the systems that are going to be the agents of change within the dying husk of the crumbling system. You know, as capitalism continues to fail, we're going to agitate. We're going to do our direct action. We might get like a big win. Like, you know, the French Revolution, it took 3 revolutions and 3 counter-revolutions for them to finally build, like, capitalism.
Stay loud, stay vocal, don't fall into line,
Yeah.
don't stay complicit. For the love of Christ, as hokey as it sounds, don't conform to anything. Always question everything. And he's not paying attention, he's doodling in his notebook. What? Change the thing. Thank you. So, always
This is why we need an Adam.
Yep, that's why we need an Adam.
Thanks,
Yep,
Thanks,
thanks.
Obama.
No, stay active. Don't comply to, obviously, injustice. And what's really important, and I know we talk about organizing and getting loud and staying loud and agitating and blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
but we have to do it in teams and tag, because
Oh, yeah.
self-care is important.
Oh yeah.
When me and Grin here went to Philly a few years ago, like,
Yeah.
we were there for, 5 days? It was over the weekend. It was like a 4-day
it was-
weekend. It was as long as the
That
DNC was
yeah,
going on.
Like we were there at least 5 days, I guess.
Yeah, we took another person or two, I think. We met up with a group that we
Yeah.
met online and stayed in somebody's yard in a tent. And it was hot, it was humid, it was Philly in July.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Woo,
it's like
yeah.
one of the most humids that they had.
it was
too.
hot. It was nasty.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, but we did that. So but I remember at the end of those 4 days, I was like, I'm done. Like, I need a break.
Yeah.
I need a mental vacation from all of this. I gotta
Yeah.
stop. Like, I need to see puppies and kitties and rainbows for a little while.
Yeah.
Like, you get so grinded down and exhausted by it,
Yeah.
by staying so on top of things and being so loud and pushing back so much, because it's our
wears
media's
down.
not on our side, our
Yeah.
government's not on our side, and it's nothing but we're fighting this big
Even our
old
friends.
overbloated beast. Even our friends who are still, like, asleep, and I know that sounds hokey too, but they're not awake to the reality of what's really going on, some of
No,
them.
they're just looking for comfort, and like I get
Normalcy for the sake of normalcy is
But,
some
like-
privileged shit.
That. Yeah, like I'm willing to sacrifice my comfort. You know.
Fuck comfort.
Yeah, that's what I learned from like Zen Buddhism. That's like bitch, sitting down with your shit and like being uncomfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
And therapy taught me that.
Mhm.
Like so many things taught me, like all related to this radicalism of not. Fuck! Now I'm distracted.
Duh.
Yeah. Gren, are you having all
You're-
right?
This is why we need
you're,
Doug.
You're on a good path line. Let's see. Let me try to get you on the
Do you
rails
have something
again.
you really want to say? Is what is going on? Or are you like headache?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I think that's the fire. That's the downside.
Oh no! Yeah, the fire is wreaking havoc with my
Yeah.
sinuses.
You need to drink
Oh,
more water.
yeah.
That's doing me wrong.
I've been slamming it.
Yeah.
But I was trying to re-get you on the rails of that, because I feel like you're going to a good place with just talking about going through what's needed, taking care of yourself,
Taking care of each other. That's
and
essential
taking
what
care
we
of
come
each
up
Yeah,
other.
that comes with the
Yeah.
self-care thing.
Yeah,
Self
it's just
self-caring for your comrade too.
with. The only time any of my liberal progressive friends asks me if I'm okay,
Yeah, that.
is to actually tell me that I'm wrong about everything. And here's why. I don't want to listen to anything you have to say. I'm going to project my own problems on you.
Oh,
Yeah.
stop. Everybody's
I'm
a
very
fucking
familiar with my own
projector.
ego.
Stop.
Yeah,
I know how my own ego works very, very
You know,
well.
everybody's a projector, and that's fine. Our lights can shine bright. Everybody's a unique, fluffy unicorn. But you know what? Dim that shit once in a while and listen to what other people have to say. It's not that hard. That's how we learn things.
Yeah.
Share new ideologies. I didn't know what straight up Leninism was, and I didn't know there were different kinds of communism until the past
Yeah.
couple of years when I did what? Listen to my friends who are communists. I didn't just
Yeah.
sit there and go, no, I believe in this, fuck you.
Yeah, like,
Like,
have
fuck
most
that,
of you
that's
liberal
stupid,
progressive
that's foolish.
friends noticed that you didn't know any of us were radical fucking anarchists this entire, like, more than decade you've known us. Because, like, you keep, like, attacking us, like, you keep making it about you.
Dude, people
Everything's
just quit.
about you.
There's a handful. Okay, I ran a little experiment.
Can I finish my
Yeah. No, go ahead.
And then, write yours down.
Okay, no, I
Just,
got it.
Pen and paper.
No, I got it because it pisses me off.
Like, we have made so much of our lives about helping you guys and trying to figure out how to help our friends, and not fucking cock-a-doodle-doo, capitalism is killing you every day, which we want to do every moment of our fucking lives.
But they won't listen.
Because we're like, our soul tells us, like, no, anarchism, radicalism is about taking care of community and making sure we all get through this together so I can set my shit aside even though I'm fucking tired, I'm fucking drained, I'm losing my mind because I have mental health issues, but
Who doesn't?
I still need to go do a mental health check on this other friend because I know none of my liberal friends are doing it. And they need a friend right now. They need to just go out to a park and
It's
chill
like
and
bad
talk about their
Christians
bullshit.
talking about helping people when they really
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. Hey, I'm here to help you with your problems, but really, I'm just here to lecture you about how you're wrong about everything.
You know what
and
makes-
Also, you're crazy.
Something
Don't
happened.
listen to your therapist.
Something happened recently that makes me kind of sad. I was at a little get together, like 5 people or less, and this one person was having a really rough time. One of their family members had passed away recently, and I was like, look, if you ever need to talk, like legit, when I say that, I personally, I mean that, like, I'm here. I don't like to talk on the phone, but I'll meet you for coffee. Like, we can have a moment. And this person responded with, that's sweet, but most people don't mean that. And I'm like,
No, I really do.
I get that. But I get that. Like, I
Yeah.
get what they're saying, too, because I've had people say, oh, I'll be there for you when you need me. And then when I call on them, and I don't call anybody when I need help, I'm one of those
Yeah.
people who just, like,
Yeah.
cries quietly in the dark.
Yeah.
But, like, if I do call on you and I need you and you're not there for me, that's gonna stick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you go around touting that you're there for people, then you're not.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Just be there.
Yeah.
Just be a person of your word. It's not hard. Just do it.
And also, like, do the difficult tasks of, like, I know this person doesn't. They're saying they don't want anyone to reach out right now, but
Always
know,
ask first, too. Like,
No, even
just be
sometimes-
nice. Are you mentally capable to handle my shit right now? No? Great. I'll talk to another friend. But thank
Yeah,
you.
No advice. Like, I've learned to be very clear about
Be considerate.
communicating. Like, hey, if I'm calling you for help, then it means I just need you to listen to me freak the fuck out for 20 minutes about everything.
But ask them first if they consent to that.
Yeah.
Not everybody
course.
wants to deal with you right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Plenty of times people are like, hey, Anthony, like, you're being a crazy asshole right now. I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Boop.
Thank you. Thank
Done.
you for telling me.
Yeah.
I'm going to find someone else.
So, open
That's
communication is the moral of the
boundaries,
story.
Open communication. All parts of radical anarchism that we learned. But also, you know, the people who reach out to help, what they say, it is a really important thing. They're like, hey, I feel like you're having a hard time right now. What can I do to help? The conversations that are actually, like, thoughtful and helpful
Or open-ended
never
questions.
start with, hey, how are you doing? I noticed this, and this. You're wrong about everything.
Yeah, no. No. What I've learned recently, like, a friend of mine the other day reached out and was just having a bunch of issues at home. Stuff that I can't relate to anymore because my parents are gone and they were about this person's parents.
Yeah.
And it was communication stuff at home. And I can relate, but I also, like, whatever.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I was like, you know, don't just say, sorry that's happening, hope it gets better. That just
Yeah.
feels dismissive when you're on the other end of that. My friend was reaching out to me for something,
Yeah.
for me to at least listen.
Yeah.
And so instead of saying, I'm sorry, hope it gets better, I said, I'm sorry, I bet you're feeling invalidated. Tell me
Yeah.
how that feels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and then she
Identify.
was like, oh,
Identify
well,
what they're feeling.
you give a shit. Okay, let me
Yeah.
let me talk about this. Wow, somebody fucking cares.
Identify what they're feeling, what they're going through, you know, and then ask like, oh, we didn't
Open-ended
do our check-in
questions.
today.
Yeah.
We didn't do our anarchist check-in, our feelings check-in.
Oh yeah.
I think we just did it kind of early.
Well,
right
we
when
were
got here
mourning
today.
Doug.
Yeah.
We were at a loss for sweet Doug.
Yeah.
Poor, sweet, brave Doug. He's a brave boy.
Keeps us on the thought tree.
The
Keeps
thought
us on
train.
the thought tree.
He couldn't handle it anymore. He couldn't handle your bullshit, Mama. He had to go. He had to take some time off.
And
I'm just
I don't
kidding.
blame him for that. Yeah, like, and then those conversations that start that way, like, they end up being productive, you know, and it's focused on listening and, like, is there something I can do to help you? Because sometimes, like, I just can't do things for myself. Like, I need literally, like, I need someone to make me a doctor's appointment. You know, I can pay for it, but I can't make it.
No, those are your personal limitations.
You know, and letting yourself be uncomfortable and like actually doing things for people instead of like, oh, I donated to this organization. I'm 20% of the money did something.
No, God, no. Get directly involved if you can. If you can't, if you don't have the emotional capacity to do something, or even listen to your friend's crap for the moment that they need to talk, just be like, hey, I love you. I care about what's going on, but I can't right now. I have shit going on.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's always fine.
You can circle back around to it later.
Yeah.
But just, try to be present for people, regardless of their status or situation in your life.
Huge.
Yeah.
Like, you ever just, like, ask a homeless person in the story? Houseless.
Houseless. Trying to change that.
Yeah.
It's like we don't say prostitute, we say sex worker.
Yeah. And when people correct you, you don't say sorry, you say thank you.
Yeah, thanks. It's like when a transgender person, if you misgender them with their pronouns, they're usually not mean about it. They might be a little upset and be like, hey, now.
They could be tetchy because it's been a long day.
Right.
This is just like one of those things that like you're tired of dealing with.
Exactly. Never assume anybody's having a great day. We're all dealing with shit.
Yeah. Oh, especially right now.
But yeah, I used to be so defensive when somebody would correct me because it felt like a authoritarian figure saying you're wrong kind of a thing. But now it's like, nah, I just learned something. I got educated. Thank you for that. Thank you for teaching me something.
I just realized why the show feels like it's running short. Because, like, we're, like, doing, like, actual real long talk today.
And Doug's not here. And Adam's not here.
It's not just Doug. We didn't do any COVID talk. We're all so burned out of thinking about COVID.
We haven't even talked
and
about
how we're
it.
being fucking lied to about everything. They're not. CDC isn't even reporting our numbers.
It's a third-party company now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the name of that company? I keep forgetting.
I
wrote it down. I'm burnt. Yeah, I'm burnt. We talked and then I forgot.
If you have the emotional labor capacity to help us do research on these things, so we can just talk about them, email us at buddingradicals@gmail.com. BUDDING radicals with an S.
If you have the emotional bandwidth to do a little bit of research.
And we gotta pass it around. Like Doug was our fucking money guy on that, and he burnt himself out.
We're gonna bring on a real live Leninist soon, so that'll be interesting. See what the hell that's all about.
I feel like you're calling out more like for more than ever for people that we need people. It sounds like we need people, but we're still a young
But that comes back to like the long
podcast.
discussion. Like anarchism and like radicalism is like, hey, I can't do it all myself.
No.
I'm figuring out life. I've got to take mental health days where like my therapist is telling me like to be fully focused and dedicated on this whole revolutionary activist network and news personality, but I can't do it all the time.
No, you need to take a goddamn day off.
Yeah.
Everybody does. I do.
That's what hike days are for.
That's what my day yesterday was, though.
This is why like mutual aid groups need like a core of 12 people, just like an improv group.
Yeah.
Because you need to be able to pass the torch. Like, hey, I can't schedule any posts this week.
It's just like the proxy strike thing.
I'm dry on funny cat memes to pick people up at 4:00 in the afternoon. So just like that communal pick up a fucking hammer and just do a couple nails.
Yeah.
That whole spirit is imbued within this revolutionary.
You don't have to raise the whole barn yourself, but you can, put up one side of the framework.
The Mennonites got right. Or like I briefly mentioned. Did I mention the one thing that Mormons got right? That's going to be a chapter in our book.
No.
But like, so in the early Soviet revolutions, there was a group. I don't remember their name off the top of my head, but their whole thing was the going to the people and educating them on socialism, right?
What a novel concept.
Yeah. But it was all agrarian people who were like, I don't theory, like, I need a fucking barn. So like the Mormons, what they do to spread their religion, their spiritual ideology, is they fucking go from like door to door and like, hey, do you need anything that needs doing? We'll like mow your lawn. We'll like help you like fix something in your house. But we're we're gonna talk about Mormon Jesus.
Joseph Smith.
You know, but like, you know, that you know, me and my neighbor, we're
Ding
gonna
dong.
start, you know, dressing in all black and fucking going up and down the street and cleaning up the block. You
Oh
know?
yeah, we're gonna put on all of our anti-fascist stuff. I don't like to say Antifa because that's been conflated with like George Soros
Yeah.
and shit like that. So just we are anti-fascist. That does not mean we are with Antifa.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm not sold
Yeah,
on
because
Antifa
I guess
myself.
Antifa there's trying to be organization.
Controlled opposition.
They're trying to make that a
Is there
specific
an actual
group.
thing other than like the fake groups on
The
it?
well, that's
Donald
that's it.
Trump
The
was
fake
intended to be controlled opposition. He was
Well, I know,
touted
I'm
as a
not arguing
Pied Piper
controlled
candidate.
opposition, like,
Oh,
I
okay.
get that.
I was
But
like, that's
there's
real.
not, like fucking like actual radicals being duped by like Soros checks, is there? Like
actual radicals, probably not.
Not real critically thinking ones, but you've got liberals who are still thinking voting for Biden's a cool idea just for the sake of getting Trump out of office, even
well,
though
of
there's
course.
literally
There's
no
always gonna be those kind of
difference.
dupes. Electoral
But those
dupes.
people can be duped pretty easily, apparently. So I don't know. Anything's
'cause,
possible.
Like, Adam was telling us about like the fucking like shipments of like guns and stuff that like their like intelligence is saying are being shipped from China for like anti-fascists and BLM. Like
I wish.
fucking
Like, I don't know. Like, I'll take a free gun.
I have
What
a
the
hard
fuck?
time believing like that there's
Kidding,
anybody who's one
a real armed
getting
resistance.
a real armed resistance in those, and then kind of too dumb enough to be
Yeah.
bought in by that.
They
Yeah.
have the Socialist RA, the Socialist Rifle Association, and they're just like, hey, we're gonna be the NRA, but like way better.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
literally like the people, the socialists taking up arms, are just like better NRA.
Like the NRA, but not being a giant mistake.
Yeah. So, yeah, like all of these things, man. Like, so when you put anarchist in quotes, fucking Harper lines. I'm gonna keep calling people out.
I put Antifa
Like-
in quotes.
It's not that I'm not voting because I'm an anarchist. It's I voted for 20 years because even though I was an anarchist and I knew it was just another piss in the pot, and it wasn't gonna get anything. But like, yeah, I'll join your party.
Oh, I have been muted for a while, maybe. Yeah, that's why we
That's amazing.
need the over the ears.
Doug!
We've
Woo!
got Doug in spirit.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah, I should not use my Switch at all, ever.
Never touch it. Why would you?
Yes, don't.
I don't touch this thing except to swing it forward or backward.
Well,
What
I
did you
switched it off
switch
to
it
get
for?
up to move Doug's. How long's it
Nonsense.
been then? Hopefully, I've just been loud enough to pick up somewhere.
I mean,
Who knows?
you usually are, but
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Scratch this one.
This is why we need an Adam and a Doug.
Yeah, that's why we have to have Doug and Adam. They shouldn't have fucking abandoned us. They abandoned their son. They abandoned their boy. Just kidding.
What time are we running?
We're done. We're done now because we haven't.
18.
You gotta wrap it
Yeah,
up
we wrapped.
cute and
we,
quick.
We brought Doug from the.
Doug only came up to be like, you guys are fucking up.
Yeah.
Bye. Now he's checked out. He's done. We miss you, Doug.
I don't think we have audio on this. This is just
No, there's no
muted,
song.
really.
It's just his face.
Yeah. Let's
The
come back to us and actually do like a proper
Of
sign
an
off.
angel.
Let's do a proper sign
Is
off.
that Sarah McLachlan?
All right, so yeah, we're not gonna quite cut the show just yet. Let's recap a little bit of that discussion and then call it a day.
Recap the parts you were muted for.
Yeah. No, I'm just like as a proper sign off of like our long discussion, like like anarchism. It's not a thing of like, oh, I'm so radical. I'm gonna shake my fist at the man.
No.
Like it's like a valid fucking ideology.
It's a
and
lifestyle.
philosophy.
It's a lifestyle.
And it's like a moral philosophy.
It's a moral, yeah. It's woven into my moral fiber. There's no unknowing the things that I know,
Yeah.
so there's no going backwards from being a radical now.
Yeah.
I can't undo it.
Like all of your friends that like are always eager to help, like at least 50% of them are actually radicals that you just don't know about.
Yeah,
Cuz
valid.
yeah, and like all the understanding people, like it's there's a lot to being an anarchist. It's not just all theory. It's not just shaking your fist at the man. It's taking a stand for certain things in your community, and digging your heels in and saying, like, no, this is fucking wrong.
Yeah, enough's enough.
I don't care how many people agree this is right because it's a status quo and it's easy and comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be loud now and fucking tell you it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
The left keeps thinking they can get shit done without breaking up and dismantling the status quo and getting a little uncomfortable in their day-to-day lives. They think they can just vote this shit away.
So let's leave off with action items. Let's do that. Let's make this like our final like send off things.
Yeah.
Action items for the day.
Get involved.
Like if you can get involved with us at buddingradicals@gmail.com, buddingradicals@gmail.com, BUDDING radicals with an S@gmail.com.
Hopefully you can spell, and
Rick
you can
and
also
Morty,
find the
next
face.
100 years.
100 years, Rick and Morty. Over and over again, 100 years. No, if you find the Budding Radicals Facebook page, we're going to get a few more admin going on that, and we're going to be sharing more resources
More news.
and more news.
Because we need to get people on these like radical, like no one knows the news that we watch. Like, no, you should watch Lee Camp.
Well,
You
it's
should
hard to
watch-
find independent media.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some of it's bullshit anyway, aka the Young Turks. Like, don't watch those guys. Learn that lesson
mean-
in 16.
Watch it a little bit. Like I watch
Eh.
the Young Turks as my CNBC.
Yeah.
You
Just remember they're
Yeah, they're moneymakers.
yeah, follow money.
Jank,
Honestly,
Jank is a moneymaker.
for everything, follow money.
Yeah. But yeah, like if you can join us in protest at Gilbert and Warner this next Thursday
What time?
at 5 p.m.
Gilbert and Warner.
5 p.m. Gilbert and Warner. Email us. Let us know what you can do if you can be a transporter for people. We want to try and get at least 20 people out. If we can make a caravan so we all park together.
And what exactly are we protesting again?
Fucking Nazis in Gilbert, like having a fucking rally every Thursday in Gilbert.
So we're letting them know that Black Lives Matter.
We're letting them know Black Lives Matter and that we're here and we're going to stand up against them. And we're going to keep standing.
Yeah, fuck Nazis. I'm here for it. I'm here for that.
And eventually we're going to have enough numbers to just march them the fuck out of town.
Yeah, well.
And then they can walk back home in shame.
I hope so. It's Arizona. It's
Yeah.
pretty a lot of white people.
Yeah, but we got to march these people out of town. And if, like research, like if you're a good researcher, like we need help like researching
Yeah.
COVID. We need COVID research. It's just like the AIDS pandemic.
Uh-huh.
It was independent researchers that actually went and did like serious research and then got it peer reviewed and all that process to say, no, they're fucking
Now,
lying to us.
if you think Snopes is a credible thing to use for any kind of research, stop right there. We don't.
No, we're actually talking
We're not about that
collegiate
life.
level research.
Yeah, we're talking real shit.
If
not
you have a
just-
master's or a PhD and you know how to research properly.
If you've ever been to college and had to
Yeah.
cite your sources, you should know
you
how to look
actually
up.
wrote your own papers.
Yeah.
'Cause I have so many people like
I
that,
wrote my own
like,
papers.
Well, I didn't. I wrote a couple papers for myself and then went insane. Yeah, like networking stuff, technical stuff. Like, yeah, we need more hands on this ship. We're going to be
Yeah.
starting a mutual
You don't
aid
have
network.
to sit here and be under the lights and talk.
Yeah, like if you guys want concerts again, like there's a lot of fucking really talented people with families that are going to need their bills paid in the next couple of months.
And
we're gonna
beyond that, after things
Yeah.
go to some kind of normal again, which it's never going to be.
Yeah.
But we got to stay organized, stay rolling.
If you consider yourself in any way a serious local band, do not do live shows.
Yeah. no.
Do help us build a live streaming network to where we can pay you and we can pay all the tech workers bills that are gonna fucking go homeless soon with families, houseless. So action items, guys. Like it's feet in the street time.
And as the weather cools down, that's going to take on a literal definition. We're going to the streets.
Yeah.
We're going to
You
get
know?
out there.
Email us at buddingradicals@gmail.com. Let us know what you can help with, what you need, where you're located, what part of Tempe or Phoenix or Mesa. We need to build these larger networks.
Yep.
So we know, like, oh, we've got these people in Mesa that can go fill a pothole.
Yeah. Oh, also, if we ever get, we don't want it to because we don't like to incite violence. We're peaceful protesters. But if it ever gets hairy again, like it did during the BLM protests
Yeah.
back in June when I was out there, we need to know. Obviously, don't tell us publicly, but again, that private email, we need to know who has safe houses. Who's going to be able to put some of us up if we get trapped out there in certain situations when the police,
Drivers.
escalate things like they do. Drivers, people who can pick up protesters and get them out of Dodge and get them home. Just anybody who wants to help who maybe can't be on the ground.
And Portland, they have all of these like fucking networks getting people bail. Bailed
bail,
out,
yeah.
bail funds. They
Until we can make bail bonding illegal, we
they
got to
keep
figure out how to
replacing all
help
the
people.
tires that the fucking cops shred. So they're fixing the damage to people's
If
like
we
vehicles.
can keep thwarting the police at every turn, that would just be phenomenal. And if you can help with that in any way, until they stop brutalizing black people, we're going to keep doing this. So,
and brutalizing people for exercising their their
Yeah.
constitutional rights, which we don't need a permit for.
yeah.
Legal aid. We
Yeah.
need lawyers. If we're going to be organizing people to go out and doing things, we need people
Who knows
are
lawyers? Who knows? Yeah, please. Lawyer stuff.
Panama
lawyer
Pete,
information.
You were a lawyer, right? I'm gonna hit him up personally. But yeah, we need radical lawyers. We need people. We need to build these networks.
Yeah.
And that's why we're screaming to high heaven that you're wrong about everything, because we're right about one thing, and it's building a network of people doing it together
I think-
without a leader at the top who makes all the decisions for us.
Yeah.
It's about identifying needs, identifying what people can do, and how we can do it all together. It's going to be messy, but I'm getting a book on parliamentary procedure. And if you want to help me read with that and learn how to do it ourselves, look up Robert's Rules. If we can put that in the comments, Robert's Rules for Order.
All right.
So.
Grin, was there anything else we needed to add to that wrap up? Are we good? Should we shut up now?
And let's go to a zoom in on Fake Doug.
Oh, Fake Doug.
I don't think Fake Doug has audio.
No.
I didn't add audio to Fake Doug.
It's fake. Fake audio for Fake Doug.
Yeah, let's cut back to us.
Dance away those sads, bud. Dance
All right.
away.
Well, thanks, guys, for hanging out with us. Hopefully you learned a little something. If you're one of those curious reactionaries and budding radicals, just remember, Michael Brooks' favorited quote, they can cut down 1 to a dozen roses, but they can never stop the coming of the spring. The people in power cannot stop us because we will never stop.
And they are a dying breed. Thank God.
All right. Have a good week, guys. Fill out your unemployment claims. And let's maybe get out into the streets of downtown Phoenix this week and just march with signs in the sidewalks. We don't have to, have a permit to just walk around the street.
No, you don't.
So I say we just start doing that with our mass amounts of free time. That's the one thing we can do.
Yep.
So,
Condoned.
all right. Have a great week, guys.
Thanks, Obama.